It's Hugo and Jake, they're coming to take a look at the Qur'an. So make no mistake, it's gonna be great, delivering more than comedy, that's what they wanna be. But honestly, it's fact from fiction, leaving lasting hits. When Hugo and Jake take faith and illustrate contradictions, create apostates to be great atheists, make people who believe see the world in a different way. What's on the episode today? Take it away, Hugo and Jake. Loving the way they're splitting the fact from the fake, attempting to make those who hold faith reevaluate and wake up. But they just stay stuck and haters wait and stay in place, no time to waste. The Qur'an reloaded with Hugo and Jake.
Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
This is the Qur'an Reloaded.
And we were going to do our t-shirt sale in like a week or two because of the Obergefell v. Hodges 1 year anniversary sort of thing. We were also going to resell our Pride shirts and whatever. However, the Orlando thing occurred and we figured, well, we should try to help in some way. So what we're going to do is, because of that horrible thing, we're going to do our t-shirt sale. We're going to move it up, and we're offering these Pride shirts that we were going to do anyways. But instead of now keeping that money and just improving the show with it, every cent of the Pride shirt sale specifically will go towards the Human Rights Campaign, which is they're kind of their mission statement is basically to provide a world where LGBTQ people are ensured of their basic equal rights and can be open, honest, and safe at home and work in the communities. Basically, so they don't need like clubs like Pulse to have a haven. Their home can be that, and their community, and that's kind of what they strive for. So we figured it's one of the better LGBTQ charities, and so every cent of the Pride shirts will go towards that. And we're hoping if we sell 100, we'll have about $1,000 to send to them. Yeah. So that's our long goal. Sure. 100 of the Pride shirts. Yeah. And we're also selling these other shirts too, because we're gonna do that anyway. But if you're gonna buy any of them, go for the Pride shirt.
Yeah. So enough about that nonsense. What a douchebag. All right, here's the comedy show portion of the comedy show. Today we're going over the Qur'an again. Aren't you so happy about that? This has been a shitty week.
Yeah, not great.
No, not a good week to be in the Qur'an business.
We could start anew. Maybe this part of the Qur'an will be like, hey, don't kill anybody.
I don't think
But probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. No, this will not make you feel any better about that. In fact, it will probably harden your stance.
Yeah. So Qur'an, 2nd Surah, verse 253. It's okay. You can laugh now. Now's the part where you can start to laugh at things. It's okay. Fucking guy ruining my show.
Someone's gonna be like, yeah, it's about you, Hugo.
It's because everything is. Come on. Anyway. These messengers we gave some advantage over others. To some of them, God spoke directly, and some he raised in rank. We gave Jesus, son of Mary, clear miracles, and we strengthened him with the Holy Spirit. Had God willed, those who succeeded him would not have fought one another after the clear signs had come to them, but they disputed. Some of them believed, and some of them disbelieved. Had God willed, they would not have fought one another, but God does whatever he desires. So
basically they're like, yeah, Christianity came along, and then people disagreed about it, especially because of the whole Jesus thing, like, everyone was like, nah. But if God would have been like, hey, just do it. Be cool, man. Everyone would have been cool. But instead, no one was cool.
Yeah. I like that they don't even give an explanation as to why God prefers people to disagree about religion and have fights about it. Just, God does whatever he desires. He wanted it for some reason. He's like an 8-year-old in a toy store who really wants the green Power Ranger. But his dad says you already have the blue one. But you know that's unacceptable. No one likes the blue Power Ranger.
Fucking Billy.
Billy, god damn it, Billy. Okay, Billy, here's my problem with you,
Billy. It's the overalls.
Okay, it is.
The overalls.
It's definitely the overalls. Secondly, you are definitely fucking Trini. I'm aware that the actor is gay, but Billy, as far as I know, was not. So he should have been knee-deep in that Yellow Ranger puss, but he wasn't. Secondly, the way he left was he became an old man or something because the actor left because all the harassment he was getting, again, because he was gay. Man, this is an LGBT rights episode, apparently. Fucking Blue Ranger losing his job because people are assholes to him. You know who I bet was giving him shit? Tommy.
Green Ranger.
Green Ranger. That dude's
Yeah,
a huge douchebag. He has a line of, like, shirts. He's in the UFC. He can beat a motherfucker, though. You ever seen him in a UFC fight?
Well, not real UFC.
He was in. It was like it wasn't like pro at the time. His first
It was like
fight, he beat the crap
Bellator
out of
or
someone.
something.
Anyway, enough about Power Rangers. For now, obviously, it's going to come up again. But Qur'an, Power Rangers. It's an easy segue to make. O ye who believe, spend from what we have given you before a day comes in which there is neither trading, nor friendship, nor intercession. The disbelievers are the wrongdoers. So spend your money for God now, before the end of the world, because apparently in heaven there are no stores, or malls, or Orange Juliuses, which is a bummer.
I don't really like Orange Julius. I had one at a rest stop. I don't know where I was driving to or from, but I needed a rest stop, and there was an Orange Julius. It was just like watery orange juice.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's not. Why did I spend $3.50 on watery orange juice? I could have gone to McDonald's.
Orange Julius's heyday was in the 80s when they were in every mall in the country.
But why?
Because I don't know why. I'm just saying people
Were we worried about scurvy?
People were
And
bringing
like, here, have some orange juice with water in it.
When you're holed up at the arcade playing Galaga for 48 hours with your Rush mixtape, you need some juice. It's the fuel you desire. But now they're all in rest stops. So Orange Julius had a very similar career arc to Tiffany, which is interesting.
I don't know who Tiffany is.
She was a pop singer in the 80s.
Oh, yes, she was. She had a stalker.
Yes, she was. There's a whole documentary about it. It's very interesting.
Rest stops?
It's a joke. I'm saying she blows people for money in bathrooms.
Does she? Did she?
No, it's a joke.
Oh.
That's what we do here. We make jokes.
Right, I know, but it's not funny if like one person gets the Tiffany joke.
We've made jokes that far fewer than one person will get before, so...
Far fewer than one.
Yeah.
That's almost none.
I'd go as far to say we've made jokes before that went around and negative people understood the joke. People understood the concept of what we're talking about before we made the joke, but the joke was so confusing, they now don't think they understand what we're talking about.
Like they laughed and then they retracted that laugh and we lost 2 laughs. Like 2 future laughs that we would have gotten had they not been thinking about how poorly constructed the original joke was, thus making it a negative laugh net. Was this a joke?
Was this going in? I was expecting you to cut all of this, so I don't... Garbage episode. Before you leave, please buy a shirt, though. It helps people. It helps people more than we ever will. God, there is no God except he, the living, the everlasting. Neither slumber overtakes him, nor sleep. I'd like to think that this came up because there was a large theological argument over whether or not God needs to sleep.
Or whether or not slumber is also sleep. Because apparently those are different. It's like the slumber v sleep was like the hot dog sandwich debate of 2015.
Don't even start that. I'm not doing that
I'm
again.
I'm not. Obviously, it's a sandwich.
It's not.
So it doesn't need to be brought up anymore.
It's not a sandwich.
It's definitely it's probably a sandwich.
Not a sandwich.
It's an open face. It's like a hoagie, but there's a tube meat in it, so it's obvious. It's a sandwich. It's got the same bun.
It's not the same. That's why it's nope. To him belongs everything in the heavens and everything on earth. Who is he that can intercede with him except with his permission? He knows what is before him and what is behind him, and they cannot grasp any of his knowledge, except as he wills. His throne extends over the heavens and the earth, and their preservation does not burden him. He is most high the great, so just, he's all powerful.
Suck his dick. Or don't? Apparently you need permission, though.
I think that should be the standard. I don't think there's a lot of drive-by
You need
dick
permission to
suckings.
suck people's dicks?
Yeah, I'm like...
Since when has that been the case?
Like, I'm not saying you probably... Well, you won't, but I'm saying, let's say you were an attractive woman. 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to get implied consent the minute you start. I'm just saying, you personally, yes, you should definitely get permission, because I see your face right now. I'm looking at it. You're beardy. You're wearing...
How do you know? How do you know someone doesn't want that?
No,
glasses.
Because
glasses is a fetish.
Because I am looking
right now.
at you.
I am nearsighted, so I wear the glasses from time to time, and I'm running out of contacts, so they're all like ucky right now.
Okay.
Need to buy new ones. Transition to the glasses for now. My beard is on fleek. It's nice. It's very soft. I condition it. You want to feel it?
Okay.
Here, listen to it. Do you hear how not scratchy that is? It's because I condition it. Tell me you don't want that rubbing up against your balls.
I do not. Change the...
Not you personally.
Okay.
Just the royal you.
Okay.
In general.
For one thing, there's no royal you. Secondly, change the glasses frames and we'll talk. There shall be no compulsion in religion. The right way has become distinct from the wrong way. Whoever renounces evil and believes in God has grasped the most trustworthy handle, which does not break. God is hearing and knowing.
Oh, man. Oh, can we change my nickname of my penis from Dozer to Trustworthy Handle?
It's kind of regal. It's almost like trustworthy handle. That's a penis I could really trust with the business meeting.
Right. Yeah, and you could hold on to it like... I don't know. You could pleasure me, but you could also. It's such a trustworthy handle that you could maybe work your traps.
I'm definitely going
with it. If you're a very short person, or I was standing on a ledge, you could do pull-ups.
I'm definitely assigning Jake's dick the Anderson account, and that is an important account. Did I mention I have accounts now? I'm a businessman.
Wait, didn't Jake mention that his first dick nickname was Dozer? Why aren't they talking about that?
You have to select the jokes, kids.
This is a good episode suddenly. Hey, welcome back.
You had to get out of the biggest mass shooting in U.S. history slump before you could be funny.
Brought it back down.
No, it's okay, but now I'm saying it ironically as part of the joke, so now it's funny again.
Okay.
If you made it this far, congratulations, you got to the gooey center. Let's go. God is the Lord of those who believe. Really? You don't say. Good job. He brings them out of the darkness and into the light. As for those who disbelieve, their lords are the evil ones. They bring them out of the light and into darkness. These are the inmates of the fire in which they will abide forever. But remember, there is no compulsion in religion. But if you don't do it, you're gonna burn in the fire forever, and you serve the evil ones. It sounds like a chapter of Lord of the Rings that I missed. Like, J.R.R. was like, this doesn't really make sense. Maybe if I shelve this for now.
It's also important to note that every bad guy thinks they're the good guy.
Yeah.
So, just throwing that out there, Qur'an. You're the one threatening people. And you guys do all the shooty bomby thingies.
A lot of them. Most of them.
Yeah, a whole bunch. Like, statistically, it's rather high.
Have you not considered him who argued with Abraham about his Lord, because God has given him sovereignty? Abraham said, "My Lord is he who gives life and causes death." He said, "I give life and cause death." Abraham said, "God brings the sun from the east, so bring it from the west." So the blasphemer was confounded. God does not guide the wrongdoing people. If you didn't catch that, this is also, this isn't in the Bible, this story, but I guess it's in the Talmud. If you didn't catch what happened, Abraham's talking to this guy, and Abraham's like, hey, God is super awesome. He brings life and causes death. And the other guy's like, I bring life and cause death. And Abraham said, God makes the sun rise in the east and set in the west. Can you do that? And the guy, his mind was blown. He was like, holy fuck, I can't do that. Oh my God, you're right. God must be God. The correct response is, I don't know, can God make the sun go from the west to the east? Can I see that right now? Because that would definitely prove what you're saying, as opposed to the nonsense you're saying, which still somehow blows my mind. Peyote, very, very popular in the Middle East at this time, so everyone was just high as fuck.
The Bible Reloaded does not reflect the views of Hugo as far as peyote consumption in the Middle East is concerned.
No, definitely do peyote. Do it if you have a chance. Like, if you have any...
Oh, no, definitely. But the Bible Reloaded supports doing peyote. Just not the regionalized use of it during the time of the Qur'an.
No, definitely not. But if you have, like a Native American friend, like a real one, I'm not talking like 1/16th Bob Jenkins, I'm 1/16th Native American. No, fuck you. Like, if you know a real one who's, like, all his family are alcoholics, definitely get some peyote from him.
Well, like, you're part Native American.
Oh, like, not even, like, my family is. It's actually kind of an interesting story. My, like, great, my family actually has, like, a family history that is written down.
It's probably not 4 greats.
It's a lot. I don't know how many it is.
It's probably 3.
To give you a frame of reference, the story involves a fur trapper, so, date it using that. He was a fur trapper, and he traded furs for my great however many grandmother who was Native American.
He bought an Indian lady and fucked her.
Yeah.
In her hole.
Yeah, definitely.
And then made one of Hugo's descendants.
Yeah. So that's
Too
good.
bad you don't look like a Native American. That'd be fun.
You know what? You know what's funny?
What?
You think... It's weird to think, in hindsight, there was like a beaver or something at one point that was killed and skinned, and that skin was used to buy a person that was fucked that then ended up producing me, and that's why this show is a thing and why Jake has a job.
Thanks, Beaver.
Thanks, Beaver. Thanks, Native American guy who sold his daughter.
Hashtag thanks, Beaver.
History's fucked. I exist because a person was bought. So
somewhere down the line, I feel like that's true for all of us.
Thanks, America. Or like him who passed the town collapsed on its foundations. You know, as you do, often towns will collapse entirely on their foundations, and you walk by them, you commute.
It's interesting to me that there were towns that had one singular foundation amongst it.
Yeah, it's like,
That's not how towns should be built.
Yeah.
They didn't have city planning back then, though. They just had the desert.
He said, "How can God revive this after its demise? Thereupon, God caused him to die for 100 years and then resurrect him."
Wait a second.
So,
in that spot?
I would like to point out that this guy was walking, again, weird imagery if you were to make the Qur'an into a movie. Very strange movie. Guy walking by a ruined town, he's like, and this is a thought he thought to himself, because obviously this is something you would think, how's God gonna bring that city back, even though no one promised this to him as far as I know. God hears this, is insulted, so he's like, Rip Van Winkle, bitch. Kills him for 100 years. Don't know what happened to his body. Maybe it just laid there and people walked by it every day for 100 years.
Why isn't that decomposing?
Let's just leave it. It's freaking me out. And then he revived him 100 years later. So
Yeah, why didn't he just time travel him?
yeah, you'd think
Why
so.
do you have to kill him for 100 years? Do you think he went to like sort of like a life retirement home setup where it's like all the people he temporarily murders?
Maybe they all gotta
He's
chill
just
out
like
there.
playing checkers with the one other guy he did that with.
It's like the end of 2001 where they're in that ethereal room and he watches himself get older and die all in one instant.
And then there's that baby.
He is the
No
baby.
one understands you, Kubrick.
Hey, Hugo and Jake, the space baby. It's the Star Child. It's the next stage in human evolution. It's they actually explain it in the sequel novel and movie 2010, the year we made contact. Just in case you.
Hugo and Jake, it was because of the that big black thing at the beginning and the monkeys and they fought stuff and it was like it advanced human civilization past a point where they could orbit Saturn and have the star baby happen.
Actually, guys, the big black thing, they call it the monolith.
That's the monolith. Yeah, that's true, and it made monkeys smart.
Actually, guys, they were monkeys. They were Homo erectus. That's what you guys sound like to us.
You know what? During that big laugh I just had, farted the whole time. I don't know. It just came out.
Man,
and it wouldn't stop.
You're right. We did bring this episode back. Look at that, making fun of our. It's good to have contempt for your audience, by the way. If you're ever in any sort of performance medium, made fun of the audience and a fart joke back to back. This episode.
It wasn't a fart. It
AAA.
wasn't a joke. I truly farted.
I know, but it's funny. Therefore, it's a joke, much like your life.
Ouch.
Jake Burn. Hashtag Jake Burn.
No. The beavers are sad now. Hashtag sad beavers.
Okay, you can't have two beaver hashtags. So then he resurrected him. He said, "For how long have you tarried?" He said, "I've tarried for a day, or part of a day. Also, holy shit, it's God." He said, "No, you have tarried for 100 years. Now look at your food and drink. It is not spoiled. And look at your donkey. We will make you a wonder for mankind."
Wait,
and
hold on, wait.
yeah.
His donkey also? Donkey was there too?
Yeah, so I'm assuming he just time traveled the donkey so the donkey didn't have to die, because the donkey didn't do anything to God. God's a huge donkey fan. Also,
why
the
didn't
food.
he just? I'm still time traveling things so much faster than waiting 100 years and like having that on your like Google Calendar and waiting for the update.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, and then you have that awful ringtone. Like you're at lunch or something. You're like, "Fuck! I killed a guy 100 years ago today." No, I'm snoozing that for 15 minutes. I'm finishing this salad. I didn't come here for, this is my favorite salad place.
Okay, Google. How long until I have to unkill that guy? We will make you a wonder for mankind, and look at the bones! How we arranged them, then clothed them with flesh. So when it became clear to him, he said, I know that God has power over all things. So this story is based on a story that I guess people believe in Islam, that happened, and then he went around and was like, look, I've been dead for 100 years, even though, bear in mind, no one who was alive 100 years ago, from that guy's perspective, is alive now. He just went around and was like, I'm 100 years old, God resurrected me, and they were all like, we believe you for some reason. And it's funny, too, because there's the source I use, to get an Islamic perspective on this stuff, to see what an actual Muslim believes about this and see if there's any disagreement.
An actual Muslim?
No, crazy, right? It's always hilarious because sometimes he says the most ridiculous things. And one of them was at the end of the story, he's like, people aren't so sure about like specifically who this story is about or when it takes place, but it's pretty much irrelevant. No, very relevant. I'd like to know. Like, there's no account of this guy. He had no proof. He's just, hey, look at me and my donkey. We're 100 years old.
That's a 100-year-old donkey.
Donkey. Terrible movie. Actually, guys, Shrek was like a really good movie. It defined my childhood, and Shrek 2 is actually a masterpiece. I think it was nominated for Golden Globe Award for best.
Yeah, but Shrek 3 and 4 are awful, and Puss in Boots spinoff was just terrible.
I'll have you know.
Antonio Banderas really shit the bed.
Mike Myers has yet to have a failing movie, so please do some research. I like benign passive aggressive commenter. That's good. That's gonna come back for sure. Actually, guys, if you could not do that, because I don't think it's that funny, so please don't do that. Don't do that bit anymore, because it's not funny.
You guys are just PC beta cucks. Hashtag aggressive left.
And when Abraham said, my lord, show me how you give life to the dead, he said, have you not believed? He said, okay, you can't have a he said and then a he said. Like, I get it, but you need to change it up a little bit. God damn, Qur'an. Get a fucking thesaurus.
He uttered.
Yes, but to put my heart at ease, he said, take 4 birds and incline them to yourself, then place a part on each hill, then call to them, and they will come rushing to you, and know that God is powerful and wise. Again,
Did he just invent carrier pigeons?
If you didn't get that, what happened was Abraham's like, hey, God, how do you, like, bring things back from the dead? How do you do that? And God's like, what, you don't have any faith in me? And Abraham was like, no, I do, but, like, how do you do that? And he's like, okay, get some carrier pigeons, basically, or whatever bird they would use at the time. Cut them up. Put pieces of them on hills, because this is a reasonable thing to ask you to do. And then call to them, and I'll make them fly to you.
Oh, God.
And presumably, it doesn't say, presumably, Abraham said after that. That doesn't really answer my question, but thank you.
Wow, but that's just a flock of gory horror birds.
Yeah, it is. Zombie birds. Zombirds.
Zombirds.
Yeah.
That's going to be our new movie.
I guarantee that exists.
Zombirds?
Yeah. Capitalize on the
into
movie
Google.
The Birds and the shitty zombie craze. I guarantee The Asylum, that shitty company, made that movie already. If not, The Asylum, I demand 5% gross revenue share on Zombirds.
I see Shoot the Zombirds, which is apparently a Android game.
Okay,
It's free.
I'm telling you,
I don't.
if they make Zombirds now, this is going to court, and this is going to be Exhibit A.
Nope, just Shoot the Zombirds.
Okay, someone make Zombirds. Anyway, that's enough for this episode. It's good. We got into a flow midway through, so it wasn't total shit, but we had to talk about the bad thing that happened by the guy who was Muslim who did it for ISIS.
Yay!
Yeah, anyway, remember, if you want to help support LGBTQ stuff, and you should, because rights matter, and human beings can be cool sometimes, so be one of those cool ones, and get a TBR Pride shirt. Again, all the revenue from that will go directly to the Human Rights Campaign.
Yep.
We know we're not like the biggest channel in the world, but maybe we can do something, help out, a little bit.
At least a little bit. Our stretch goal is 100 shirts, and that would be about $1,000.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be a little bit more expensive because they're colored. They've got a lot of colors going on. But we do get I guess a little bit larger slice, which means the Human Rights Campaign gets a larger slice. So that's good. So tell your friends. It's a pretty cool shirt. I think it's awesome. And let's do this. Yeah. If you only buy one shirt, please buy that. But we also have other ones available. I also really like this this Daredevil sort of spoof, which is pretty cool, made by at Whiplash Gaze on the Twitter. So tell him, hey buddy, good job. Just that.
Or say it was
Don't
shit.
Tell him why. Don't tell him why. Just say, hey buddy, good job.
Or tell him it was shit. Whatever you want. I don't care.
Or that too.
I'm not
hey,
your
buddy,
mom.
Good job.
Guys, I don't have a mom. Please don't bring up my mom. She's dead. Don't bring up my mom. I actually have two moms, guys. We could be inclusive and maybe mention my second mom. No. Your other mom sucks. Anyway. Speaking of the Twitter, you can always follow us on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
You can follow Hugo at Hugo Reloaded. You can also subscribe to the channel and get more things, because we make a lot of them. You
could donate to our Patreon campaign. We do a once-a-month patron-only hangout. That's going to be this Saturday?
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
And if you were going, it'll be at 5:00 Eastern time.
Yeah.
And if you were going to do the Patreon thing this month, if you were going to do anything around the $20 to $25 area, I would buy a shirt instead.
Yeah.
Because then you get swag.
Yeah.
Woo. And it goes to a good cause.
Yep.
So do that.
Woot woot.
Woot woot.
So
woot woot indeed.
So until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm the Star Child. From 2001, A Space Odyssey, which, by the way, had just pioneered in audiovisual directorialship, and like that effect with the rotating spaceship was just fantastic. HAL is one of the most iconic artificial intelligences of the age. So.
And this has been the Qur'an Reloaded. Stop killing people, you fucking idiots.